Welcome, Cyclone fans, to another episode of the Cyclone Fanatic After Dark Post-Postgame Show. I'm Levi Stevenson, joined by Matt Nelson, Tom Turner, and Brownie. Boys, the Iowa State Cyclones beat some ass today. It was a good time. Woo. We all had a good time. Iowa State demolishes Arizona State 91-42 in the second round game, first game of the Big 12 tournament for Iowa State. After the weird end to the season, finishing, putting together a complete game like that was something special for Iowa State. I want to get around. We'll go around the horn, talk about this game. We'll also preview Texas Tech here in a little while. But we do have some exciting news for the Cyclone Fanatic After Dark crew here. As you guys saw in our pre-roll row there, and as you heard on Williams and Bloom this morning, we are now sponsored, and you can see down in the bottom corner that we are now sponsored by Iowa Distilling Company. Wonderful company, local company down in Cumming, Iowa, that makes all sorts of fantastic spirits. So we're really, really excited to be partnered with them for the rest of, throughout this whole March Madness scene. We're really, really excited that. And they're a great company. They make great stuff. So really, really, really happy to partner with Iowa Distilling. So Matt, let's talk a little bit about this here. I mean, this is a result that we usually get from Iowa State when they're playing Coppin State in early November. Like this is an unexpected performance for a Big 12 tournament, even for an Arizona State team that was potentially they're playing for a coach that's probably not going to have a job. But
yeah, I think you said it in the show lead up, Levi. Like this is what you see against a Nicholls State. Not against a Big 12 conference opponent who just beat Baylor a night ago and scored almost 100 points. Incredible, right? We were joking, like, what was that, a reverse Pearl Harboring as Levi chugs that beer? Attaboy. I said on the Lightcast on Tuesday, like, matchup-wise, this was a great spot for the Cyclones, and I could see, like, a 10-point win because we could force turnovers and rebound, two things that they struggle with. Those two, I was right in hindsight. Stradamus, rebounding and turnovers were what was the story, but what wasn't the story? Like I don't want to overreact to this too much, but one of the best games we've ever seen them play. Levi, Brownie, Tom, the largest margin of victory in a Big 12 tournament game ever. That's insanity. And you're a liar if you said you saw this coming, because we just didn't know really what to expect. And I think this really maybe goes to show that Iowa State played a tough stretch of teams, and that this team was always in there lurking somewhere, and they needed to see the ball go through the hoop a few times. And Arizona State happened to be that poor team both times. But man, I can't wait to hear Tom and Brownie's thoughts on this one too, because I don't even know where to start.
Fabulous game. I was able to go to it. It kind of worked perfectly with work, and not really one bad thing in my opinion from this game. Right. Like maybe the starters out 1 minute. That's nitpicking. Maybe. Like, great game all the way around. Offense looked awesome. It was the ball movement, the passes. It seemed like everybody had this pass through a small window to lead to an open basket. And that's really what you want with this team, just off-ball movement, consistency, and moving the ball crisply. That's all I could ask for. It was a great game.
Yeah, I think that at the very beginning of the game, I had a lot of questions, especially with how sloppy it started off with. But I think once we settled down and got into the groove of things, we started to see massive ball movement. Everybody was finding everybody else. I mean, Heisey being able to pick out players, Torre, where he gets the ball from Jefferson and just spins it right to Buchanan for an easy in. Mm-hmm. Like, it was chef kiss. Like, you could not ask for a better game to start the Big 12 tournament, especially when you see who's coming up on the schedule.
Yeah, this is a funny comment here from Trax, out there doing the reverse Monte I've ever seen. Today, Arizona State putting together almost nearly a perfectly clean 4-to-1 turnover to assist ratio as a team today. 23 turnovers, 6 team assists. Tom, do you have a Little Tykes car available yet? You did. What? Don't do that. Did you not go buy that one off Facebook Marketplace?
No, and I haven't talked to the guy that said to meet him at a bar and grab a little car. I haven't followed through on that yet.
Why did you not follow through on that?
I've been working. I've been working a lot, so I could have the.
He's been working.
I have too
What
much
a lame
responsibility.
excuse.
It's like that meme. It's like I got important at work and it's fucking up my life.
You know what? That's a fair, like, Tom, that's a very adult complaint of you.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I got important at work and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. So, one thing, actually, you know what? This is a great segue here. Matt, you were wanting to talk about it too.
Yeah.
What Matthias brings up, need more Blake Buchanan from today. Blake had an awesome game today. He, let me pull up his stats here. Blake Buchanan finished with 17 points on 7-11 from the field, 3 of 7 from free throw range. But he had 6 boards and assist, only 1 turnover, a couple steals. I thought he was awesome. I thought they did a great job of looking for him down low, especially with some of those passes through tight spaces. But he was an enforcer down low on the offensive end where, you know, if he got an opportunity to be physical and be an enforcer at the rim, I thought he was awesome. He probably attempted / finished, I don't know, 6-8 dunks today, like quite a few. And I was very, very impressed with Blake Buchanan.
Yeah, and I'm gonna screen share here. I pulled up his basketball reference, and he's really been excellent, right? So if you look at his page here, I did the math, right? Over the last 4, he's averaging about 7 and 7. So but the other thing I really look at here, right, is look at his shooting percentage in the last 5, guys. I know it felt like he missed some layups against Arizona State, and he did. He should have had probably 14 points in that game. But shooting at a really high percentage. So give him a lot of credit. And it's not just the shooting percentage. What I noticed today that we've been asking for a long time is for the offense to be initiated in the paint by him, not at the perimeter. And that was the number one thing I saw today was offense in the paint. But I think I gotta maybe rejigger my mic here. So if someone wants to take the ball, go right ahead.
Tom, Blake Buchanan had a great game today.
He's right with Buchanan. I would go all the way back to the home Kansas game where he had like 9 and 5 in the first half against Flory. That's when I really started to see it take off for him. He struggled a little bit on the senior night game against Kansas State, but he learned from it, obviously. This is an NBA-style big he's going against for Arizona State, and he worked him like no problem. He was really getting any tip out he wanted to. He got to the rim. He missed a couple dunks, but like, hey, you're getting to the rim on an NBA-level center here. Like, this is pretty cool to watch. Now we need it consistently down the stretch, but all the signs are pointing to you're going to get a 7 and 7 guy who's being very efficient with his passing in the next couple of games,
right.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's
especially because
that's what we saw.
Job was a great center. Like he was, Buchanan did a very nice job against him.
I like Job. I would love to have him on our team. Little too much dribble, but he's big, not just tall. He can shoot. So Tom, I wanted to call this out too because we saw this a lot earlier in the year. A lot of 2-man game between Buchanan and Jefferson was what I think primarily saw early on in the season. Today was the first time we've really seen that come back, but it wasn't Jefferson today. It was Heisey. Even I don't think he attempted a shot, but had a lot of hockey assists again today. Nate's kind of the hockey assist guy.
5 rebounds, 2 assists,
right.
And 5 rebounds, 2 assists, but no shots at all for Nate Heisey. Yeah.
There were so many times today where either Buchanan was able to dribble in from the perimeter and get to about the elbow on the painted area and dictate from there, make passes. A couple of times he took it in himself. Heck, we saw Dom Plata do that a few times. There were some incredible second passes where he would drive it in, he would pass it to Torrey or Heisey on the block, and then they would make the assist to the cutter, right? Just a much more in-depth offense in terms of passing. And I think the biggest difference is we were not initiating everything from the perimeter, whether they were able to get into the paint and from the high post run the offense. And that's what we saw earlier in the year. It was Jefferson primarily running that. And it's clear now that they want Buchanan, and he can pass well enough to do that. Levi, the other thing we saw, which we've called for, Momcilovic and Torrey at times were both the pick man at the top of the key today. They both did it several times. The broadcast called it out twice when Torrey did it. Those guys can both set screens. They're both perfectly capable. They're big enough to do it. And today we finally saw other people initiate from up there, not just Buchanan. And I think And maybe that was a wrinkle that the staff has been developing, right? They watch film on themselves, but I was really happy to see that because that helped our spacing a ton today.
There's a lot of awesome comments. Oh, sorry, Brandon, go ahead. Yeah.
I think also with that spacing, like you saw it on a couple of plays where Jefferson was actually getting lost when he was setting that perimeter block as well. So when we were running that double block, Jefferson was getting lost with his defender because they weren't switching fast enough. And that allowed Jefferson to do a lot more cuts. And I think that also helped Buchanan with his own spacing. And I think that's also why we were seeing a lot of those double passes, just because their defenders didn't know who to follow or who to break off of. So I think it was great. Buchanan also, like, for me, the highlight is he only had one personal foul this entire game, which means that he stayed clean. And from previous teams, you know, we would always see, you know, Big Rob, love the man, but somehow get 3 personal fouls in 5 seconds and we'd have to sit him. Or another one of our bigs would get into foul trouble quick and early. I think it's beneficial that he's playing good straight up defense to where we don't necessarily have to worry about it. And he can stay fairly well rested with all the other boys doing serious rotation work. So
yeah, Joshua Jefferson today had, frankly, one of his best games of the entire season today. 20 points on 8 of 13 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, which is a high number for him. That's one of his best games of the entire season, in a season full of very good games for him. And I think more importantly for him, and this goes for the entire team too, is Today truly felt, you know, the second half against Arizona State the first time was awesome. I mean, the 24 run, that's all great. That's awesome. But they basically took that 24-0 run and then just kept doing it. It's for an entire game following that. That felt like the true get off the schneid game, where, like, you know, they won a couple other games. The Utah game was kind of ugly. It wasn't like they won, but that's just because Utah's terrible. And like, this game felt as though they were 100% in control of everything at all times. Iowa State was, like, on both ends of the floor, was a true puppet master, both ends, getting anything they wanted, forcing Arizona State to do anything they wanted Arizona State to do on the offensive end. They did it the whole game. And that's what dominant teams do. I mean, that they don't just make shots. They don't just get open shots here and there. They dictate not just the tempo, but they dictate what's happening on the floor at any given point in time. And they were able to do that all game today. Now, is Arizona State a tournament team or Sweet 16 team? No, they're not. The roster, you can maybe make an argument that with a different coach, is a pretty solid roster that could be a tournament team fairly quickly. But as a team, as they currently sit, which is no more because their season's over, but you know, today, at the beginning of the day, the team that was available to Arizona State just isn't very good. But that said, they do have a couple. You know, the center's going to be in the NBA. He's probably going to Diop is going to be in the NBA. He's probably going to play there for a while if he can shoot. You know, Odom's a very nice player. He's a good scorer. He's a good streaky scorer. But they just did nothing. They had nothing going on offense.
No, the
whole game. There was never any rhythm. But specifically for Iowa State on the offensive end, this was where they felt like this was the most. So they were in control. They were assertive, but they weren't out. They never got sped up out of control. They never got too aggressive. They never tried to get cute. They spent an entire basketball game making the right play, the right pass, the right cut, and they just did it damn near every possession, the whole game. It was fascinating to watch because that today, like I said, again, Arizona State's not a great team, but today was the first time in a while that we've seen Iowa State, that we saw that team that were like, shit, this team could be in a Final Four or better.
Right.
That was the first time we'd seen that version of Iowa State in well over a month. And it was just beautiful to watch. It was chicken soup for the soul, man. That was like the whole thing was just fantastic. They were like, I saw Jefferson play. I mean, he was running, more of that point guards type role, but he wasn't putting his head down and just driving into the paint, just seeing what happens. We had multiple guys. Toure made some very nice passes, but everybody was finding guys, especially Blake, like right underneath the hoop, throwing through traffic and stuff like that. The concerted effort by the offense all the way around, everything was done with a purpose. It felt like they knew what was going on all the time, which I can't say that was always true the last month.
Yeah.
And it just felt good, man. It felt good.
Yeah,
The
and it
beginning of
also
the
helps
game-
when like Jefferson was still almost half of our turnovers with 3. So
Yeah.
like just being able to secure the ball as well.
Absolutely.
Especially when you know that Jefferson is our primary turnover holder and it's only 3. I mean, that's gonna show you something definitely on the scoreboard as well. So
The beginning of the game was so interesting to me because the first couple possessions, Arizona State, no matter who it was in the post, they doubled. And it was like, okay, you're going to let Joshua Jefferson do what he's best at inside the post is pass out, pass accurately. Like, okay. And Taman hit a 3 in rhythm. And when Taman hits a 3, like that opens up the floors. And then it goes to Levi's point with Jefferson being able to drive under control, find his driving lane. It made it so easy. They went away from it quickly too. But that just set everything up. And then, Arizona State, not great. I wouldn't even label them as good. They got like a good roster.
Yeah.
But this is a team since like February 15th or 17th that beat Tech with Toppin for 30 minutes and then still beat Tech. They're up by 10 when Toppin got hurt. And then they beat Kansas. So like this is a team that plays okay or good enough with good competition. So it was just a great game to have, and chat's spoken. I'm getting in the car later today. I'll make it work. I have no choice. I gotta get it done.
Dude, this chat is absolutely exploding right now. Just insanity in here.
As a guy that falls easily to peer pressure, the chat does numbers on me. It can make me do whatever, basically.
Absolutely today.
It sounds like the number one takeaway from everyone is 2 things. Well, 1, car. I think that's first and foremost.
Car.
2, I mean, one of the first chats was once again about Dom Nelson, which Levi and I have a moratorium on that on our show. There's always one. It's always the first comment, but it's the ball movement. It's what I've got up here from Redbird. Like, totally in control. I saw someone in the chat say, like, when Jefferson is playing maestro, right, when he's up here puppeteering and not turning his back to the basket and dribbling into 3 people, you forget just how freaking good that guy is, man. His vision, the timing in which he can make those passes, he can make all kinds of them, right? I've also realized when we pass like this, we're so good at getting the ball into the post. You want to talk about a bounce pass, a pocket pass, like an over-the-top throw to a big, right? Someone had a great pass to Plata today, and he finished. There are just times we don't see that. It's like we don't want to throw those passes. And when the ball is really moving, like it is today, it's so evident that this team can make really any of those passes. Cutters, you name it. Like Heisey's an incredible passer. Lipsey's an incredible passer. Buchanan does not get near enough credit for how well he can pass. And it's just, Levi, it's such a reaction when it's so glaringly good today that it's so stark to when the offense is bad, right? Like it's very evident now. Like we talked about in the Tech game, like, we lost that game because we missed shots. We lost that game because we didn't move the freaking ball. We didn't turn it over. We just took a gazillion quick shots. And I'm going to give TJ credit here. We haven't talked about him yet. Like that's been the number one thing he's been hammering on offensively, right? With some of those struggles is we're not being patient enough. We are just coming down and 8 seconds in, taking a shot just because it's open. And today we consistently passed on those. It wasn't just Torre. There were several times where Momcilovic passed on him to dribble into a guy instead. Like it was just really smart offense. I mean, that's an A+ game from Iowa State on offense. I don't know how you could grade it anything other than that. So that's probably what I'm the most ecstatic to see is you didn't win that game because you shot really well from 3 and it was a fluke, or because you forced a gazillion turnovers. They did shoot well from 3 and they did force those, but they just moved the ball. They played a complete game on offense. So
yeah, so Iowa State finished the game 33-65 from the floor, so just a shade over 50%, 10-25 from 3, which is 40% on the money. Just 60%, 15-25 from the free throw line. But part of that was Blake Buchanan taking 7 of them and things like that, which, Blake had an awesome game. Free throws aren't his bag, but
no.
Blake Buchanan at the free throw line doth butter no biscuits. It's just, it is what it is. But he had an awesome game today. And, if we're looking at, Tamin Lipsey, I also thought was a quiet day for Tamin Lipsey, but 11 points, 4 assists, couple steals, got his 300 and 301st career steals today. Specifically, what's worth calling out, though, 3 of 5 from 3 for Tamin Lipsey today, which is when Tamin Lipsey's knocking down threes, this offense becomes really difficult to deal with. Because specifically, I think it was the second one I want to say, came when Milan missed 3 free throws incredibly. But when I think it was the second one came, they kicked it over to Milan, some good ball movement, got it around to Milan, and a defender came up from the corner to close out on Milan, leaving Tamin wide open, right over to Tamin, knocked it down. That kind of thing will drive the opposing coach nuts. Because what the hell do you do with it at that point? You've got Joshua Jefferson and Milan Momcilovic sitting out on the 3-point line waiting for a shot. They keep kicking it around. You go to close out on the best shooter in college basketball, one of the best shooters that college basketball has seen in the last 2 decades. And what do you have in the corner? You have Tamin fucking Lipsey knocking down 3 of 5 from 3 in the game. That's hell on earth for a defense, for an opposing coach to try to defend. And when Tamin Lipsey is doing that, that's when Iowa State's ceiling goes back up to third weekend. That's where that sits when Tamin Lipsey's hitting threes. Also, shout out, Killian Tou knocking down a 3 today. Just one or two. But Killian Tou hitting any sort of reasonably distant jump shot feels like a massive win. And you could tell he was excited about it. He made some really nice plays today. He was good defensively. $20 for Tom's car. Here we go.
I jokingly said that was shout out. I jokingly said in the chat pre-show that that was my one goal for the game, was to just get Tou to hit a 3, and it looked good. Actually, his first one looked online too. He caught rim at least, not 2 air balls. Do you want to jump back to Bateman really quick? Right, we talked about this on the Lightcast that who is the player that's going to jump up and give them a huge boost, and someone said Bateman, but honestly he's already been doing that. Tou is the one that you've gone from getting 11 points a game from to basically 0, and Bateman thankfully has filled that gap. But if Tou goes back to scoring 5 to 8 points consistently or more, again, it's found money that you don't have today. When I say Bateman consistently, right, his last did not shoot well against Tech, but 14, 13, 14, 13. That's what he scored in 4 of the last 5 games. And other than the Tech game, has shot a blistering percentage in doing that, right? Yeah. So he's also been shooting free throws, getting to the line. He had a couple of drives today where he got into the paint and finished like a 6-foot floater, just really high level offensive moves that he's just kind of now developing. He did not do that earlier in the year. So anyway, I am stoked. Are we celebrating him, Tou making a 3? This is good at Jeff's or Outlaws.
So this is a fair comment here, though. Yeah, there you go. This is a fair comment here. I do want to bring up is that his shooting woes didn't just end there. Tou making 3s is awesome. Like you said, found money, but this is not me wanting Tou to just start shooting 6 threes a game.
No,
that's not what I'm looking for. Because I remember seeing some comments at the beginning of the second half that people wanted this is your opportunity for Heisey and for oh my God, and for Tou to just start shooting and just try to shoot their way out of the slump type of thing. I liked what they were doing today. I don't need that. I don't need them to feel like they need to start taking 6 threes a game. What I did like though was that I liked that Tou and Heisey both were making like you said the hockey assists.
Yes.
They were both passing the ball very well today. Tou made some exceptional passes through the paint down to Buchanan, down to Jefferson. His passing was awesome, and I think rather than having those guys spot up and maybe they make 25, 30% if they're really cooking, but probably somewhere in the 28% range where they just make them once in a while. Instead of doing that, let them drive and kick. Keep things moving around. This offense is at its best when the ball is flying around. And Tou and Heisey being active passers instead of shooters, I think only facilitates that.
And I agree with that comment. I wanted to see if Tom or Brownie caught this on the broadcast. I think it was Billis. After he made that 3, shook his head, and evidently Torrey like gave a really big reaction to it. So big that the broadcast noticed. I think it's just Matthias, you're right. He's got to fire the open ones. You don't want him taking 6, but if his head is so messed up, he can't even pull the trigger on an open one because he just doesn't want to, then that is a problem. And I think I'm curious if what he just really needed to see was one go in the hoop. I don't know.
Yeah, and he had quite a few of those early on in the game where they were giving him the space. Like his defender was literally sitting at the 3-point line while he was behind the arc and he was passing it. So I definitely think that 3 definitely gave him that little bit of a boost. What I find fun to watch is Heisey going balls to the walls for any type of loose ball and rebound. Because there was one of the plays in the first half where it was an extended rebound and Heisey was literally like pushing one of the Arizona State players into the sideboard just to get the rebound, and he came up with it. And I think that's like the grittiness I feel like Heisey brings is far more valuable than him being a volume shooter.
Absolutely.
Torrey, like the 3 was awesome. His defense today on Odom went 1 of 6 from the field and 0 of 5 from 3. Like that's a good score too. Like he is inconsistent at times, but he's a good scorer. So I really like that, though Torrey's offensive game hasn't been the strongest, it's not affecting his defense 100%. One like comment about Torrey shooting is love the fans, but every time he gets the ball, let's not all scream shoot it when he gets the ball and he's wide open. I understand he looks wide open, but it's for a reason. It was just very funny. It happened a couple times. The fans did go crazy when he made it. It was awesome. They gave him a standing O when he checked out because he played a great game on defense. And
I think it's a very like classic upper Midwest thing to do because like in high school games when they see like some kid that's been struggling or something like they're like it's the same way. They'll shoot it because they don't like it's a vote of confidence basically.
Yeah.
It's a vote of confidence from the fans. So like you're right that like we don't need Torrey shooting every single damn shot that he has a possibility of shooting, but like it's a vote of confidence from the fans.
It is. Like, it is. It's just like I feel like Torrey like in his head is just like, guys, I'm not going to shoot this. Please stop yelling at me.
I'm in the process of acquiring a Little Tykes car. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm in the process of it.
Levi car.
The problem is, the difference here between me and Tom, though, is I'm not scared to go buy one from a stranger in a bar.
Just a little bit.
You'll be fine. What, like, realistically, I'm pretty sure it's pretty sure it's Batch that had it. Adam Bachelor, friend of every Cyclone program ever.
I just didn't actually know if I had time. Today I do. So.
Well, you're doing a podcast in the middle of the day, so.
I worked out extremely well today.
Feels like you have time now.
I got very lucky today. Let's say that. But now it could affect Friday and Saturday, so I'm trying to stay positive.
I think Tom intentionally sabotaged his work.
Tom caused the gas leak.
We can't.
Tom's just over there, just.
Tom is the gas leak.
Tom is the gas leak. Gas leak Tom. Tom the gas leak Turner. Anyway, so I wanted to get thoughts. Not this isn't a big like controversy, but were you guys comfortable with how long they left the starters in?
No. I think that they
maybe comfortable is not the right word, but more like if you were in charge, would you have pulled them a little earlier? Would you leave? I think the obvious question is, do you leave them in to retain momentum, or do you take them out to preserve them?
I think it's definitely a fine line. I wasn't a huge fan of you're looking at the minutes here. Joshua had 31, Mommy had 31, Buchanan with 25. I think Buchanan at 25 was fine. I just don't think that we needed to have Jefferson and Mommy at 31.
I believe 30 and 31 are still like below their season average.
They are,
for what it's worth.
They definitely are, because there have been games where those two have played almost every single minute.
Right.
It's a little
above 30.
It's a little nitpicky. I think Jefferson and Momcilovic was at about the 5:50 mark, just under 6 minutes. I probably would have done the under 8 for them, but I agree. It's going to sound weird, but I think mentally you feel a lot different about that game. Say you pull them like before the under 8, and it ends up being a 20-point game. Arizona State rattles off 20 straight points to close. I don't know. It doesn't feel quite the same. So I think there's a lot of salad dressing comments going on here in the chat. I'm all right with it, but
this fucking the dry salad thing is just haunting.
People think I just eat the lettuce. One, the lettuce is amazing. I would maybe eat it just the lettuce sometimes, but there's also like cheese. Cows don't eat cheese. I eat cheese on my lettuce. I'm not a cow. Come on, man. I got carrots on there.
Disgusting.
Sunflower seeds sometimes when I'm feeling spicy.
You should have seen it though.
I like it.
The public though missed it in the chat the other day when Tom put. Did you put olive oil on a salad for the first time?
Yeah.
And Tom lost his shit. You would have thought he was sitting on a sub at the bottom of the ocean looking at the lost city of Atlantis. And then, but he just like, I put olive oil on my salad.
And vinegar. It was
what kind was it, like balsamic vinegar or was it red
Yeah.
wine balsamic vinegar fucks. I love balsamic vinegar.
So
Glad it wasn't just white vinegar. Just white.
Straight white vinegar would be crazy.
Insane behavior. Right to jail. Right away.
That reminds me of that old Vine. He's like, hey, can I drink your water? He's like, it's not water. He's like, oh, vodka. I like your style. And he's like, it's vinegar.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Court-wise, being at the game, it looks better in person than it does on TV. It just doesn't translate well.
It does not translate well to TV.
They do some cool stuff during the media timeouts and during intros that you just happen to miss out on. Those are really cool. During free throws, so like they'll be shooting over here on the other side. They will show the stats of the player shooting. It's kind of cool. I don't hate it. I like it. And then like slipping wise, I saw Taman slip in the first minute when he was like guarding the ball. But besides that, I really didn't see anybody slip like on purpose. You can tell by the floor. So that was pretty good. Like considering now we got a game under our belts playing on it. We got a game tomorrow. Like I feel pretty good about that.
Sounds like on the court-wise, Jefferson slipped out of. He was wearing some John Morant's and said they were too slick, so he swapped them out at half and didn't have any problems in the second half. I think he was wearing Kobe's to close the game. I'm not a sneakerhead, so someone may be able to correct me there, but I only noticed it once or twice. I actually thought early on, this is going to sound crazy, I think that court bounces a touch different, and it looked like
I've heard it does.
Did not have a great handle from a ball handling perspective. A lot of those early turnovers, there were several almost turnovers where someone dribbled it and it just went a funky direction, almost like there was more spring than they were expecting. But literally after 3 or 4 minutes, they got it fixed, and clearly we stopped with that. Presented with a comment there. He's always one. I think the John Morant's always firing. There's a question of whether or not it should be is the problem there. This is fun.
Do you have a contribution from the Discord real quick? I want to bring it up.
Is it for the car?
It is not for the car, but it is. Nope. But it is Cow Tom.
Doesn't look that bad.
Honestly,
good jawline. Good jawline.
It's a strong jaw.
Oh, I just noticed there's a mustache there. I mean the mustache plays there. That's
oh my god, the cow does have a mustache. That's fucking hilarious.
It's respect. I love it.
We're gonna take real Tom off, and we're just gonna leave Cow Tom up there. No. We're just gonna replace real Tom with Cow Tom, and we'll just go with it. But
should we mention that? Has anybody ever seen? Nobody's ever seen 6 consecutive free throws, correct?
From technicals?
That was absolutely wild, man.
Never seen it.
That was actually hilarious, though.
Oh, no. Okay, also contribution from Kate Thompson on Twitter. Arizona State tweeted a picture of Odom 2 hours ago and said ready to go for round 2 and was not another tweet until they posted the final score. Oh, that's bad, man. That's so bad. They would put the halftime score out.
That hurts.
I find myself feeling a little bad for him, but hey, spring break, Cancun, they got to be excited about that.
Yeah, well, I think Bobby Hurley is going to be taking a little bit longer vacation even than the kids.
Maybe taking the same flight, but he's not coming back with him. He's just going to park it there for a while. Yeah, that's right.
Just gonna retire there, buy a house in Costa Rica, call her a day. Can Bobby Hurley coach Kansas State now?
Yes, please.
All right. Do we got any final thoughts for the
No.
for the Arizona State before we move on to Texas Tech?
A lot of people baiting in the chat. I always
Yeah, a lot of
enjoy.
people baiting.
That's good that we're baiting. Yeah.
Yep.
It's always nice.
Big baiting fan.
It was fun. I'm going to be down there tomorrow. I can't wait. We were waiting for this all to play out. I'm so superstitious that like didn't fuel up the truck. I have like 45 errands to do as soon as we get off this thing because I was like, I'm not going to jinx ourselves. So I couldn't take that blame. So I'll be excited to be down there tomorrow. Looking forward to the rematch.
There was a good number of Iowa State fans there today, and it's Wednesday at 11:30.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think a lot of Iowa State fans they made plans for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but they didn't originally have Wednesday on their travel plans, probably. But
Same here.
That's that's what I was telling one of my buddies who's coming down. Because like we all agree, it's just like it's a classic. Like let's just see how it's going here. Under 4 media timeout. We're up by 10. It's like buy tickets, and I feel like that's 40% of the fan base right there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people coming down tomorrow that are in the same boat as us because of this Wednesday game. Like you got to arrange someone to keep the kids. It's hard to add one more day in there, but we're stoked. And
I can babysit the kids.
Thanks, Tom.
Studio apartment.
he'll have a little text card they can play.
Yeah,
Brad, there we go. He'll
I got that in
something
the
to do.
Xbox.
Perfect.
Dude. What else do you need?
That's right.
Little text card and Xbox. I mean, what else?
It's hard. Like, how do you really need to spend a ton of time analyzing what was just purely a reverse Pearl Harboring? Like, the analysis is we smoked them. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much it's to the point where, we're talking about should they have taken the starters out at the 10-minute mark? That's like that's what we're talking about. I mean, that's in the end, like, is there a lot to take? It's more. I think the biggest thing to take away from this is that Iowa State is now. To me, it looked like they're completely out of the funk. They're back to where they need to be. It felt like they were having fun while they were playing. They felt loose, but in control, and that's why I don't have an issue with how long TJ kept the starters in, because I mean we're at this point now. I mean, like, yeah, more playing time is theoretically a greater exposure in injuries, but we're in March, baby. If you're saving guys in a conference tournament, we're in the postseason. You save guys in February, in January, in November, in December. That's when you take starters out or whatever. We're talking about we're in March. This is winning time. You play your starters, and right now with the the funk that Iowa State was in the last 3 weeks, month or so, with given that, having a game where they can just keep beating ass for 38 minutes, like, I think you just let that ride. That way you can keep that going into Texas Tech, who you're looking for revenge on. And I think should actually theoretically match up well with when you're playing well. So, any more final thoughts on Arizona State at all? Good?
Nope.
So before we go over to talk about Texas Tech, let's talk about our brand new sponsor, Iowa Distilling. Down in Cumming, Iowa, they are. This is now the 8th year in a row they've been named by CityView as the best local distillery and the best whiskey. Here, a lot of people are aware of the 1858 vodka, the Iowa State vodka that was originally made for We Will, still contributes to the NIL fund for Iowa State. I don't know if you guys all tried Prairie Fire before.
Oh,
it's a cinnamon whiskey. Prairie Fire is very good. It's really, really good. Especially especially good like in the winter to get that like cinnamony, like a cinnamony, like if you're gonna do you can do with eggnog. Actually, you can do a Prairie Fire with eggnog and get that cinnamony stuff. But cinnamon whiskey you can do lots of stuff with year round. But they make fantastic different lots of different spirits and vodkas and the cinnamon whiskey as well. One of the largest distilleries in Iowa. They've got eight products currently on the shelf as well. And they are having an event. Is it March 19th? They have a 14th anniversary. This is their 14th year of business. They've got a party on Thursday, March 19th. with cocktails and just kind of a celebration of the distillery as well. So if you can make it down to Cumming on the 19th, I'm sure they really appreciate that down there. Maybe I'll try to get down there. We'll see. But Iowa Distilling, we're really happy to have them as part of the Cycling Fanatic After Dark family. We're really happy to be partnered with them. Oh, Prairie Fire with apple cider. That sounds fantastic.
Actually had that specific thing at one of the tailgates for the We Will, and then they also had the 1858 vodka with strawberry lemonade, and that shit was fire.
That sounds crazy. That sounds awesome.
Was real good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So, fantastic local distillery. Stop on down there if you find yourself down and Cumming anytime. But their products are available all over the state as well. So, thank you to Iowa Distilling for jumping on board with Cycling Fanatic After Dark.
A lot of predictable chatter in the chat about the town name of Cumming. So that was
everyone needs to get to Cumming.
That's right.
So I mean, I love Cumming. I'm assuming you guys love Cumming. We all love it. We're gonna go down there, have some fun, have some good distilleries, good spirits. So let's move on to previewing Texas Tech. Obviously played them just a week or two ago. They shot the lights out of the building at Hilton Coliseum. We went into it knowing they were going to take a trillion threes. They did. And unfortunately, I would say gave them a lot of open opportunities, but they knocked them down.
Right.
They shot, 58% from three, or 58% from the floor, like 50% from three, which is absurd. What?
Yeah. We were.
If I would have had dry salad for lunch, I wouldn't have needed to wipe in the trucker bathroom at Cargill.
Hey, dry salad, man. Don't got to worry about that.
Look, man, no one forced you to eat the Taco Bell. Okay, nobody forced you. Yeah, they went thermonuclear from three. Like, just an absurd shooting performance. I think, if I want to remember correctly, Levi was 60% from the floor overall and 58% from three. This is gross. Like, they were hitting insane shots late in the shot clock with hands in their face. But Tom, to your point, we did give up too many open threes to them. They were a step slow for all but an 8-minute stretch of the second half, and during that stretch, they cut it to 6. They were behind. It was kind of an attitude effort. I'm not sure what it was. I think some of it is like, when you're getting shellacked, it's hard to recover from it when a team is just out here literally just bombing threes. But it's going to come down to kind of what it did today, like rebounding primarily, number one, and then operating in the paint and getting to the free throw line. Iowa State almost won that game against Tech despite playing like doo-doo because we shot 11 million free throws. Not just because we made them, they were aggressively attacking the rim. And actually, when that game got away from them late after that timeout at the under 8, we quit attacking the hoop and settled for jump shots. And when we attacked the rim against that team, it worked. They either made them or they got fouled because with Toppin out, they don't have very good size, and they're just not super physical. Their guards are crazy athletic, don't get me wrong, right? But they're pretty small. Like, Petty is small. Those shooters are small. So you're going to have an edge on the boards, and if you're going to attack the rim, I don't know how they can defend that. Now, they did force some steals. They've got pretty quick hands. They were able to kind of swipe at the ball, poke it out, but it's going to be a similar game plan, I think. Shoot the threes when they're open, but do what you did today. Pass the ball around the paint. If Buchanan and Jefferson can play like that, I think it'll be a much different result. And what we've seen from Tech since, guys, is if they don't shoot 58% from three, they aren't winning these games. Some of these, they're shooting 35% or 40%, and that's not all that bad, but it's really the main thing that they do on offense. I think they've only attempted 8 free throws in each of the last 2 games. 8 attempts, right? They're not getting to the line. Their offense right now is bombs away from deep.
There's 3 things that really stand out to me from the last game against Texas Tech coming into this one. First one, biggest one in my opinion, Torrey and Taman combined of 0 of 9 from the field in the first half. Like, what we saw today, that won't happen, but it just can't. It can't happen in any game. It can't happen tomorrow. You can't be 0 and 9 from your backcourt in the first half from field goals. Number 2 was, I don't want to say laziness, but it wasn't as aggressive as we saw in the second half with the hedging, the doubling, the icing to one side of the floor with the pick and rolls. It felt like we didn't come 100% in the first half, and we saw that on our run in the second half. We were there. Buchanan was running, the guards, everybody. They need to be more consistent with that, especially at the start of the game. Start hot and put us in a good position to last their runs. They're going to hit 3 threes in a row. That's going to happen. You have to be able to be consistent enough that that doesn't affect you too much. And the third thing for me is I kind of just think that with Tech and with any team playing us, whether it's Sweet 16, Elite 8, you have to have 3 things: a great scheme, a great coach, and a great guard that can do all those things with the scheme. And Tech has that. And Tech had a great scheme. They have a great coach, and they had a great guard who was able to do that. Now, is the scheme going to be the exact same? I doubt it, because I would assume our staff will adjust to that. And are we able to defend Anderson a little bit better? So now it's kind of those things against us again, where we saw how it can beat us a little more. That's the 3 things I'm really looking out for. And Tech's 5 guy, I thought Bamboye, maybe is how you pronounce his last name. He played amazingly down that stretch. A couple key blocks. He was huge with laying some buckets in. I don't think he plays that well. I don't want to say I feel confident going into the game. I saw we opened up as 4.5-point favorites, but I don't think Tech plays as well, and we play as bad as we did in the first half coming into tomorrow.
I mean, that's maybe Tech's best game of the season and maybe our worst. You have already seen them at your absolute worst and at their absolute best, right? And I think that helps mentally and also from a coaching standpoint too, right? Like, again, what I've been telling people, Brownie, is like, think about how well Iowa State would have had to play to beat Tech at home that day. I mean, they shot 60%.
Would have had to been lights out.
Right?
It's absolutely lights out. And when you realistically think about it too, when you go and look at the actual stats, the entire starting roster for Tech was in foul trouble, right? Like Bang Boye was fouled out. Everybody else was sitting at 4. Atwell was at 2. If you bring the current play that we had today into tomorrow, they're going to be in that foul trouble again, and you cannot divert away from that strategy. If you get them in foul trouble early, they do not have the depth on the bench. So if you can force them to get Atwell out, Petty out, like they just lost a lot of that offensive like capability and firepower. So I think that's what you realistically need to do is drive the paint, force the fouls, take the contested shots. Obviously, you still want to get Milan in rhythm, do a bunch of the off-ball screens. But I really think that if we can get that Jefferson Buchanan combo down below going again, specifically against Tech, that we're probably going to get away with a 15-point victory.
I think the thing here too, Texas Tech is probably not going to shoot 60% from the floor again. The important part though is that means there's misses and especially long misses, right? Which means that I would say needs to be ready to be very active on the glass because they're gonna take a lot of jump shots, just like they did. I mean, Texas Tech is going to approach this game the same way they did last time. Is they're going to try to get every shooter they can open, and they're going to just try to shoot you out of the building. That's what they're going to try to do, and they're probably not going to shoot as high percentage in this game as they did in Hilton. So you have to be active on the glass. And if they can do that, and you can and I would say can continue to be measured and controlled on offense, Texas Tech is a better team than Arizona State. They're gonna be more active on defense. They're a better defensive team than Arizona State is, quite a bit better. And you can still, though, I would say, can still take the same principles that they played with today, which is being under control, making the right pass, making the right cut, not putting your head down and dribbling into a double team, as our old friend Fran McCaffrey would like to describe it as. Not doing dumb shit. They didn't do any dumb shit today, and it panned out really well. And if they can maintain those principles against Texas Tech and continue to be active on the glass and rebounding some of those and grabbing some of those long boards off of their misses, I think they match up fairly well with Tech, specifically as it relates to the depth too. Because, like you said, if you stay physical, you keep pounding the glass, pounding it down inside. The recipe you had today, where you're feeding Blake Buchanan, and Blake Buchanan's got all those, he's just got easy dunk attempts. That stuff can be there versus Texas Tech too. You keep doing that stuff, Texas Tech is going to start eating a lot of fouls, and they're going to be in big trouble really fast.
Yeah,
Texas Tech is a really good. You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before I head out too, like when we're also thinking about, as you brought up, the long rebounds from Texas Tech, that's Heisey's bread and butter, right? That's Taman right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Torre with the extended wingspan. Like if they're close to the perimeter or crashing, like they're able to get those plays, and I think that that's going to help us defensively a lot with those. And then turning around again, keep it with Buchanan, keep it with Jefferson. Dominicus coming in, that's going to definitely help too. Like if we're going to have to rely on the bigs to do their job, but I realistically think that Nate Heisey is going to have a big game just because of like those rebounds and being able to be gritty, because Heisey also does well when he's driving the lane. So if Heisey is also driving and forcing fouls, even before he takes the shot or does a kick out, like that, I think is a huge recipe for success. So I will see everybody else later. Have fun. Hopefully tomorrow we can have another fun post game. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to jump too. Gotta go to a kid from school, but see y'all in Kansas City tomorrow. Go Cyclones. Tom, thanks for watching the kids. We got, hold on, before we go, we got more, we got a
Big
tip
time
here.
shooting threes next year.
Big time. Feed families.
Listen, if Dom Nelson had played today, Iowa State could have won by 30. Anyways. Top.
You just take up. Is Matt gone? Is he still there? There he is.
He's bailing.
Okay, I was.
He sounded like he
that.
was getting ready to give you some sage advice or some deep, hard to thank you, and then just.
I was ready. It just didn't happen. I'm very excited for the game Thursday.
Oh, he's talking about Plata. He's talking about Plata shooting threes.
Oh.
Ah.
I think Plata's playing the wrong position right now. We've talked about it on offensively offensive. I think he could be the 4.
Oh, I would
if you
agree, totally.
you watch his German tape, he plays on the perimeter. He has good enough footwork to play there consistently.
Mhm.
It'd just be interesting to see what the full offseason with him, because like last offseason he got there a little late. But to this game,
I think he's playing the role that they need him to play this year.
Yes.
But they can evolve him into what they want him to be next year.
So with Tech, this game, I hate that I can't watch it. I'm determining either to do a freeze out, but there's so many other games on, like it might get spoiled when I get home, when I want to watch those games too. But I can't decide, but I'm excited. I think this is a huge opportunity for Iowa State. It reminds me of that Kevin Millar quote from 2004 ALCS when they're playing the Yankees. He's like, don't let us win game 4. Like, don't let us win this game, because game 5, we got Martinez. Game 6, we got Schilling. Game 7, anything can happen. For us, like, don't let us win this game. Don't let us get to Friday. You know what happens on Friday? Reinforcements from the north happen. People start migrating down south. And all of a sudden, we're facing a 1 seed. Well, guess what? Since 2014, we're 3-1 versus the 1 seeds in the Big 12 tournament. So it's not impossible. Arizona, very good. I'm not saying we're going to beat Arizona. I'm saying don't let us get to Friday.
I think I've made this point before, though, that I think this team is built to play this type of thing where they're playing a bunch of games right in a row, because this team is very much this team feeds off of rhythm and staying in their rhythm, keeping momentum and keeping moving going forward versus having to start and stop a lot. So when you can play a few games in a few days and get rolling, like today was, you could not have asked for a better first game to the postseason for Iowa State, because now you didn't just win by a lot, but you did it in a way where it was never ugly. They played well played well whistle to whistle, and they were in control on offense. They were making good passes. They found open shots. They made open shots. On defense, they forced turnovers. They never really got slapped. They really never, maybe just a couple, just as it happens in basketball, but a couple possessions, maybe they lost a guy, but for the most part, they really didn't lose their guys on defense very often. The rotations were good. The closeouts were good. They played as well as you could pretty much have asked them to play today, and they did it whistle to whistle. And I think when you can take that, build on it tomorrow, right away, against a team that it's a good team, but it's a team that you play the way you played today, you can play the exact same way tomorrow against Texas Tech. You don't need to change how you play against Texas Tech. You can do the same exact thing. And when you can carry that over, I think this team can feed off of that. They can feed off of that rhythm and keep it moving versus, and hopefully they can carry it from this tournament over to the big tournament, hopefully. But when they took almost a week off between Houston and was it BYU, against BYU, they looked disjointed. They didn't look like they had obviously practiced between them, but they looked like they just really hadn't touched a basketball between Houston and BYU, because they were it was a little rusty, maybe is the word, but it looked a little disjointed. It looked like they just weren't super comfortable. Today, they looked really comfortable, and they looked decisive. Everybody knew what was going on. They knew the cuts to make. They were getting guys open. They were making the right pass. So I think, like you said, don't let them win tomorrow, because then all of a sudden now this team is on a roll. And when this team is on a roll, when this team is playing its best, it is maybe the best team in college basketball when it's playing its best.
You make a really good point with how well this team plays, like whether it's a back-to-back or it's just consistent play in a short time span, because like Milan can get his own shot. Jefferson can create his own shot. Is it a great one? Not really, but they do so much better when they gel together. And it's so much easier to gel together when you're playing this consistent game of basketball. It's not practice where you're doing these hard drills with not a lot of shooting. It's a real game. It's 40 minutes of basketball, and you're playing as a unit. It's so much easier to gel, and you're doing it on one floor, in one environment, in one place. Like, it's just a lot easier. And you're right. Like, I just think this team is so much better, especially with how well our big men are with passing. Like, sometimes I feel like we take it for granted, like including myself. We have Plata and Buchanan at the top of the key doing a floater pass because Jefferson is getting fronted, and it's a lock. It's a lock. And then guess what? If the defense collapse, Milan, Bateman, Taman, now he's hitting threes. They're all open. Like, it's those little things that are like, when this team is gelling together, they look so different. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying that. It's gonna be my quote. Like, don't let us get to Friday, because this team, like Arizona State, solid team. They beat good competition this season. You beat Tech, and all of a sudden you're rolling 2 good wins, and winning 3 games in 3 days isn't impossible. We did it in 2024. We've done it multiple times as a program. So we did it in Las Vegas too. So I don't know. Like, just don't let us get to Friday. This team has a lot of potential. Even if not beating Arizona, just playing good enough basketball, you get into March Madness. And if you beat Tech, you're hanging around that 2 line.
Worst 24 hours, Max Crosby or Bobby Hurley? I think this is very clearly Bobby Hurley. He just ended his entire coaching career losing by 49 or whatever the fuck it was. And Max Crosby avoided a mediocre team and then will probably end up on a pretty good team, and he's still a very good player. So
I'd agree. Unless Crosby
very
goes
clearly
to the
Bobby
Bears,
Hurley.
then it's very clearly him.
The only problem is the Bears are pretty good. So
you know, I don't want to.
If you're Max Crosby, I mean, I'm not even a Bears fan, but if Max Crosby misses the Ravens and ends up on the Bears, that's probably an upgrade.
Probably a little bit.
So
being unbiased, but
I would not argue that Max Crosby had a bad 24 hours, but if you can beat Arizona, you're a 2 for sure.
Yeah,
you have to be a 2. Is Texas Tech enough to push you up to 2, or do you need
I think
like
you
Michigan
need a loss. You need
Michigan State or Illinois to lose. Yeah.
Which, just thinking off the bracket at the top of my head, UCLA, who's kind of getting hot right now, if they win 1 game, they play Michigan State in the quarterfinals. That could be nice. Illinois, I don't really remember who they play off the top of my head, but
let's see here. Big Ten tournament bracket. Yeah. Okay,
Texas Tech would be a good win on neutral court.
Illinois. Oh my God, this is just nonsense here. Okay, so we've got who is all? Did they put? Oh, ooh, they've got the winner of Wisconsin and. Did USC or Washington win? Oh,
they play
later today. So it's USC Washington. The winner of that plays Wisconsin. Then the winner of that plays Illinois. So Illinois might catch Wisconsin, which
Wisconsin beat them at Illinois' place.
I don't want any part of Wisconsin right now,
which is a scary thing because they are a projected 6 seed right now.
Yeah,
not great.
I don't want any part of Wisconsin. Michigan State would have, so it's Rutgers and Minnesota, then UCLA, then the winner of that plays Michigan State. So Michigan State will probably play UCLA, which they're fine, I guess.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're okay.
But
I would guess Michigan
need one
State
of those
probably
two.
wins that.
I think you're locked into that 2, maybe 2, 3 range for sure. There's no way you're falling to a 4. So you be ready for that lower.
The only shot
seed in the
you
bracket.
could have dropped to 4s if you lost today,
Yeah.
and lost big, and you had some other people behind you make runs. You're locked into a 3. I think if you win tomorrow, you need a loss from somebody else. If you win Friday, you've got to be just about locked into a 2 if you win Friday.
Oh yeah, I would think like you get revenge on a loss to Arizona on a neutral court.
Arizona's also Arizona might be the number 1 overall seed. I mean, like they're a strong 1 seed. So I would think you'd be about locked into a 2 if you beat Arizona.
Yeah. Real quick
I don't think something weird would have to happen to somehow climb up to the last 1 seed. But
so when I was thinking yesterday about each championship in the Big 12, 2014 feels like a unanimous number 1. 2014, but number 2. 2024, I feel like has momentum to be number 2.
It helps that they blasted Houston. So actually, here's
beat Tang.
Here's a take. Blasting Houston in the championship game almost diminishes a little bit because the 2019 like Mario Shayok run, they had like some big shots. You know, Shayok hit that fall away against I think it was against Kansas State. Like they like that run had some moments, like big moments. And was the 2024 team like there's an interesting conversation. Was the 2024 team just a better team than the 2019 team? Probably. Yeah. Was the tournament run, like, I guess it depends on how you're kind of like quantifying this.
It's tough because what I take into consideration is like 2019, you beat Kansas in the championship and you beat K-State, who was the number 1 seed. Like I don't think it's crazy to put 2019 ahead of 2017. Because 17, you beat Oklahoma State, you beat 8
17,
CTCU.
Though, you got the Monte buzzer beater.
I know. When that was 15 with Texas.
Was that 15?
Yeah. But 17 is when they beat West Virginia, and I'm like, I love that.
And that's
team.
the Deontay Burton poster. That's
I know,
the Burton
but like
dunk.
at the same time, like Oklahoma State wasn't that close. You blew out TCU. You beat Press Virginia, which was sick. But like at the same time, like 2019, you beat 1 seed K-State. And then you beat Kansas in the championship. Like,
so is it 14, 19, 24, 17, 15?
Yeah, something like that. 15 though, like you had the buzzer beater, the comeback against Oklahoma, and Spangler just slipping with the ball, and then you came back against Kansas too.
Spangler, what a fuck.
But yeah, it's just a fun conversation to have.
It is.
You know,
what a run they went on there. 14, 15, 17, 19 for winning the Big 12 tournament. That's nuts. If you won it this year though, because you'd have to beat Texas Tech, Arizona, and then you'd probably have to beat
Houston or Kansas.
That would be very difficult to top.
And it's also, you lock yourself into a 2, like you built yourself up to a 2.
Well,
if you
won it beating Arizona, and then let's say you beat Houston, because Houston's I think is generally considered better than Kansas.
Yeah.
Like if you beat Houston in the conference championship game, you're not just locked into a 2 seed. You might be the top 2 seed at that point. Because at that point you've beaten a 1 seed and Houston's probably a 3 seed. So like you've beaten Tech is probably what, a 4 seed?
4 seed, 5 seed, yeah.
You beat 4-1-2 on the way, and you're 3 games in 3 days, 4-1-2 seeds.
That's tough to ignore for the committee when the top number 2 seed right now is UConn.
Because right now your worst loss is Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, if they beat UCF, might be a tournament team
right now.
They might be a tournament team if they beat UCF. So your worst loss would be to a tournament team, and you would have just beaten a 4 seed, a 1 seed, and a 2 seed in the same in a 3-day span, that would be very difficult to ignore if I'm the committee.
And well, like one other thing with this is not getting ahead of ourselves. This is fun hypotheticals. But if you make it to the championship, some people may say they don't want to play Kansas because so many Kansas fans, they're right there. I want to play Darren Pearson 3 games in 3 days. I want to play that guy.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Thumbs up. Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know. It just popped up. Yeah, they agree.
What?
Man. Yeah.
How did that? What is that?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
StreamYard.
Did you do it?
No. Hands right here.
What? So do you say like thumbs up? Does it just do that? Thumbs up?
I just thumbs up and it did it.
So it's not
universe, man.
What the hell?
Chat.
That's
universe.
Like, that was the equivalent of like you say like I've got an idea and then somehow a light bulb above you just comes on.
Man.
Like
vibes. That's the definition of good vibes.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I didn't click anything.
I don't know if I can do it again.
My hands have not been on the mouse.
It was in the moment.
My hands have not been on the mouse for like 25 minutes. I don't know, like whatever.
Don't let us get to Friday. Reinforcements come from up north.
And that's the thing. Aiden's not even here. Aiden's not even in the background.
Clip it in.
Nobody's producing this. There's no conductor on this train. But yet, a thumbs up thing just appeared out of the ether.
You know what? Start of the championship DVD. That thumbs up.
That's the start. That is the start of the championship DVD. Absolutely. All right, Tom. You got any final thoughts for a wrapper up?
Don't let us get to Friday.
Don't.
Reinforcements come in.
Let us.
Big trouble.
Light bulb coming on above Tom coming on. What is this? The Rapture?
Yeah, I'll have thumbs up appearing from nowhere. Yet my light bulb still stinks. I got a new one.
Why don't you you should complain about that. Be like,
I think I was gonna do it today actually. Funny enough, because I have time. But I was like, can I just get a brighter one? Like I know you gave me one. I want a better one.
This is. The whole thing is bizarre. That whole saga was bizarre to me. Like legitimately, what happens if you just change it? Just get a new light bulb.
Probably nothing. But could you imagine me changing the light bulb and then they just walk in the door and they're just like, "What are you doing?"
Light bulb inspections.
I'm on the ladder, like,
Tom, what is your favorite kind of cheese?
Mozzarella, easy. Parmesan's close, but mozzarella.
It is an acceptable kind of a basic bitch answer.
Yeah.
I'm a big smoked Gouda guy.
I was just gonna say I kind of want to get into Gouda. I've had it a couple times.
You want to get into Gouda like you're Gouda curious.
Gouda curious, man.
Gouda curious. I love a good smoked Gouda. Side note, boys, Ryan Spangler has a pretty attractive cousin around the Fort Dodge.
Love that stat.
Thank you.
I'm gonna chop it up with the rando after we win tomorrow at P&L. I'm gonna chop it up with the rando. Be like, hey, Ryan Spangler, the ball slipped out of that guy's hand against Oklahoma. Got an attractive cousin though, lives in Fort Dodge. Just let you know, redhead.
That's your pickup line, is that Ryan Spangler has a hot cousin?
No, just do a random Iowa State fan. Be like, you remember that guy that fumbled the ball? Yeah.
Hey, Jackson's here right as we're getting ready to rip up. Shout out Jackson. We're gonna see if we can get Jackson on one of these days. But he's got
Jackson
work. Be like Tom, just make up a reason and just leave.
Is Jackson in Kansas City?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if Jackson's in Kansas City or not. But yeah, just be like Tom though, and just make up a reason and just walk out the door, even though your boss is telling him to not leave.
It's true. It's exactly what happened. Actually, they pulled the back of my hood and I just flung them off and ran.
Alrighty, let's wrap her up for this week, for today. Not this week, today. Because then we'll be back tomorrow with post game after Iowa State's game against Texas Tech. We're gonna be we're gonna be having coverage all weekend. Post games, then Sunday. Reminder: we will have a Selection Sunday show. It's going to be set up similar to, I think it's probably going to be, I don't know if it's finalized, but it's probably going to be set up similar to like a normal post game where CW and Jake will go for 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. with their kind of normal post game type of wrap, but their an initial reaction type of thing, and then we'll be here doing a deep dive on the bracket, on Iowa State's path. I mean the bracket in general, but especially Iowa State's region, Iowa State's path. We'll be deep dive digging, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be digging into that on Sunday as well, right after the bracket is released. So pay attention for that as well. Same time tomorrow for the post-game victory meeting. Hell yeah. So thank you everybody for watching this episode of Cycle Fanatic After Dark post-game. For Tom Turner, our departed friends, Matt Nelson. They're not dead. They're just not here anymore. Matt Nelson and Brownie. I'm Levi Stevenson. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys again tomorrow for the post-game. Thanks.